Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Arian. I am from Ari Trades, and this is the start of a new series on my YouTube channel now called The Boring Stuff That Will Get You Rich. So, this season is the fundamentals, and this video specifically is going to be working on candlesticks and know how to read a candlestick, say goodbye to any trading. Anyways, let's get straight into it. I'm going to make this as simple and as quick as possible so that I can go to sleep because I'm tired as hell and I have stuff to do. So this is the candlesticks. This is on this left side, on this green candlestick is called a bearish, sorry, already messing up. Bullish candlestick. On the right side, we have a bearish candlestick. So let's get into the bullish one first. So as we can see here, we have the arrow going to the open. This bottom horizontal line represents where the candlestick started. So price started here, and this lower vertical line represents how low price went, but it didn't close there, meaning price went there, but it didn't stop. It went back up. So this lower wick represents the like how low it went. This vertical line up here represents how high it went. Didn't close there, but it did get up to that price. And this top horizontal line is called the closing line. This is where the candlestick or price closed and it stopped there and a new candlestick forms. Now we get into the bearish candlestick. Same concept with the upper and lower wicks. Price went all the way up here, didn't close there, it went back down. Price went all the way down here, but it did go back up. Only difference, which is a huge difference, not just the color, top vertical, not horizontal line, sorry, is where price opens, and the bottom horizontal line is where the price closed. So when price started high, it ended up hitting this low. So I will give an analogy for a bullish candlestick and a bearish candlestick. Use all my analogies are usually going to be tied to shoes. So for a bullish candlestick, imagine, and this is the span of maybe 1 to 5 minutes, because I trade on the 1 minute and top 5 minute time frame. So I'm going to try to make things related to that. So a bullish candlestick can be represented by you buying a pair of shoes at $120, okay? And with a bullish candlestick, it may fluctuate, it may go down to 110, may go up to 130. However, it let's say it goes up to 130, goes all the way down to 110, and it closes at 125. So this 120 would be the where it started. The 110 would be where the low was. Like the low, it went up to 130. It didn't close there, but it like consolidated or solidified its position at 125. That is an example of a bullish candlestick in that let's say 5 minute window. It ended at $125. Bearish candlestick. I buy the same pair of shoes for $120. Goes up to 125. However, it goes all the way down to $100. Big shocker, right? But goes back up and ends at $115. So we can see our high was like, I don't know, 125. We started at 120, went all the way down to, I think I said 110 or something, and it ended up staying or closing itself out at $115. That is the example of a bearish candlestick. Now let's get into this cheat sheet that I stole from TGR. There's only a few of these that you need to know. There's only a few of these that I even use. So first, ignore everything except the top two rows. And do not talk, you don't need the hammer, hanging man, inverted hammer, shooting stars, spinning tops. You need these, the long candles, the short candles, the Marubozus, all of them, and dojis. So my task for today is to mark out a at least 3 cross dojis, inverted cross dojis, and dragonfly dojis and gravestone dojis. And you should also do 3 of the Marubozus each. So I will get into a chart in a second to explain why. But not just mark out just mark out, oh, I see one, just circle it. See how the market moves around them. You'll start noticing a pattern for each of them. And so slowly but surely, this really basic task will open up a lot more doors to new stuff that can better help you accelerate your trading journey. So I'm going to focus on these Marubozus and let's head into the chart. Oopsies. Okay. So I immediately see a doji, but look, Marubozu's right here. See a Marubozu goes up, eventually comes down. Marubozu's right there. We see a small Marubozu here, but I actually wouldn't call this a Marubozu. That's a bad example. Just keep scrolling to see. This is a good example. This is called well, I have my own term for it. I call this a bearish marker because we see it's a bullish candlestick still. So we have it going up, but we have a very strong high, like a very strong bearish bias. And what that means is that this top wick is longer than this shorter wick, meaning with proper market analysis, you can make there could be a possible decision that is going to drop. Same thing with, let's see. Ooh. Let me scroll down. Right here, this is a great example again. This is a bullish marker because as we can see, these two both have strong bullish bias because look, we can see, I'll draw one right here. Has a small wick here. It's a very large wick down there. This means that if you look at like a hanging man like this, you can see it's almost like a break of structure, which I'll get into in the next video. But these longer wicks and eventually market analysis, you can notice that a lot of the times they'll not shoot up, but they'll go up from these strong candlesticks. Same thing here. Look, we see one right here. Look, went down. Look, see it right here? Went up. Bang. That easy. Okay, 9 minutes in, I'm done with the candlestick portion. Just had to be quick and easy. That's all I needed to do. Now, let's get into trend lines. I feel like trend lines would be very easy as well to learn here. Just undo all this. So, I will, no, let me put it the selecting tool. Okay, I'll draw an upward trend line. So we start at a low, eventually we get a higher high. It's a higher low than this floor right here. It goes up to a higher high than the last time, higher low, and you'll notice a trend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, boom, boom, boom. Then you'll reach a ceiling. Probably it'll be a buy side liquidity sweep, but yeah, I mean, you probably don't know what that is. Now let's get into a downward trend line. I'll make that one red. No, I don't want that one red. I want the new one to be red. So we have a ceiling, and it's a lower low, and a lower high, and a lower low, then a lower high. When you get the gist, it just keeps going down. It'll eventually hit a floor, usually marked by like damn, it's not gonna do that. Uh-oh. filter. Let's make this red. That's a horrible line. I'm gonna make sure this is actually good. Okay, that's good enough. So we can see it has a lower low, and it goes to a lower high than the last one, lower high than the last one, lower low, and a lower high from the last one. Keeps going. Downward trend line, you'll notice this, and it'll be usually followed by a break of structure. For this one, it'll be a bullish bias if it's a downward trend line, meaning, so when I say bullish bias, that means it's going to start low and it's going to go high. So when I say bullish bias, it's probably going to move from a downtrend. You'll see like the specific candlestick, something similar to, you'll probably see multiple of them, and then it'll go up into an upper trend line. This is all hypothetical. I mean, it's not that easy. There's a lot more you still need to learn. This is the very basic fundamental portion of it. Like if price fluctuates, but it's a pattern. That's what I'm trying to get at. You can see this is a pattern. Starts high, starts getting lower, fluctuates a little bit higher, fluctuates a little lower, fluctuates lower, fluctuates higher, fluctuates lower, and hits this floor. Starts low, fluctuates higher, fluctuates a little lower, eventually higher, keeps going high. You'll see a net gain, and at a downward trend line, you'll see a net loss. That is a trend line. That is all you need to know. I will get into break of structure in the next video to make it a lot easier to understand, and I don't want to yap because I have to do a little bit more on the discipline portion. So your task for today, mark out dojis, and then mark out these type of candlesticks like ones with bearish or bullish bias, where you can see the longer wicks towards the top and bottom. Now, discipline portion. So let's start off with my feel of the day. You either make trading work, you make it, like you become profitable, or you give up before trading works. Trading always works if you have the perseverance and the dedication. And you need to understand that. Trading is not a scam. It is something that changes you as a person, and it gives you the side effect of being able to make money. This is something that, again, I'm going to say it again, takes discipline. You need to follow people. You don't have to follow me to follow, I don't know. Maybe you can even self-study it like an AP course. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but even though I kind of did with the task, but it's okay. Because if people want to learn, they'll do it. People think they aren't going to learn from that. That's okay. I don't care. Anyways, my discipline task for today, I have two. Number one, I would buy Ego is the Enemy. Extremely good book for learning discipline. Very good book for learning discipline. I'm sure not a lot of people are listening right now because, I mean, my reels don't really get much views anyway, but it's okay. It's also 15 minutes into a video. Also, I would find a hobby that something you can bring your like emotions out on because I'm gonna say it again. I don't think I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it once and only because this needs to be seared into your brain. You cannot trade with emotions. Never works. You're gonna get emotional. Let's say have a you make a trade, you lose money, and like, oh my God, I need to make this money back. You eventually lose more and more, and you blow your funded account or you blow your live account, like you're liquidated. You can't trade with emotions. You lose, you lose. You win, you win. You have to be okay with that. And careful. It goes super high, may come crashing down. Be careful. Risk management as well. You'll learn eventually. Just give it like 3 more videos. And yep, that's it. So 3 tasks for today. Find a hobby you can get your emotions out on. Get a book. I recommend Ego's the Enemy for discipline. You can also find something related to trading. I don't care. Then, final thing, hop on TradingView. Get TradingView if you don't have it. Create an account. Hop on paper trading, and mark out these specific ones. These Marubozus. You don't have. And when I mean more bozus, these also count. These could be classified as short or long candlesticks as well, but something with a longer wick on one side than the other. And I mean like a quite like a larger margin, and just analyze how the market moves toward how the market is manipulated or moves around these. Then especially the dojis, these cross dojis you'll notice a lot with break of structure. You'll see some of these too. And then these are very common. Some of these you won't really see much. Again, the candlestick chart, and that is a wrap. Again, my name is Arne Sagu. Thank you for watching to the end if you got here. Really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I see all the YouTubers saying that, so might as well say it too. Feel like a Roblox YouTuber, like I was 10 years old again or whatever. All right, guys. Peace out. That's it for today.